I did it. I'm so excited. Okay, guys, I hope you're excited because I am freaking pumped. We have 3-day trades today, which means it's gonna be one of the best days ever. Yesterday was literally insane. All the swing trades. Oh, I gotta get my phone. All my swing trades were up like 33%. AMD puts were up like 60%. It was literally amazing. And after you have a gigantic red day in the market, first of all, it's phenomenal if you're shorting stuff, which I'm like only shorting stuff right now, which is it's working so well. But after a really big red day, what happens is really cool. Like the market bounces, and the pre-market gainers after a really big red day are usually absolutely phenomenal. I mean, just like 10 out of 10. These are some of the best positions you're going to have right after a massive market down day, especially with this coronavirus and all this volatility. I literally cannot express how excited I am because today is the day. Like, look at that. This stock goes from $2 to $7 in like 8 hours. Oh, it's so good. So because we're going to have a lot of stuff, we're gonna probably need to move these around. But there's gonna be so many good stocks today. It's gonna be insane. Neo's at $5 I like. Oh my god, the puts on the calls on those were 20 cents at $2, and I mean they've just done so well. Crazy. Them and Tesla, I guess it's the same thing. Usually you're not going to day trade anything this big, but it's still just a phenomenal swing trade. I mean, even if you didn't even trade with options, you just bought straight stock, you're more than doubling your money on that, which is like, so good. So that's what gets me excited. That's what gets me pumped. Because this kind of stuff is just so good. MNK, I think I've got. Those guys look really good. And then besides that, I don't see much else. We'll keep an eye on these guys. Oh, these guys are up at 50 again. We'll see what they do. Yeah, AMD up 3. Okay, cool. They're on the gainers list. And then we got mRNA and Virgin Galactic. Oh my god. Okay. Virgin Galactic gets the. This is such a freaking meme stock. Everyone just buy it. It's like they don't make money, and it's like, it's so good. I love it. $36. We'll see what they do. I might do swing trade on them, but they're just so volatile. It's so hard to predict where they're gonna go. And if you don't know where they're gonna go, like, how are you supposed to like make any reasonable investment? And usually it doesn't work. But if something happens with them on the daily chart, then I will not hesitate to get in. ENDP. Bam. Okay. Cool. Yeah, there's not much else, so we'll chart these out. Or VVPR. Bam. Oh, they're already past that. Nice. And they're past. That's probably gonna be the like support level that if they go down, like that's probably the lowest I want to see them touch before bouncing. This is a cash account, so I can't short, but I applied for a CMEG account and I put in all the documents today. It's insane how much you have to give those guys just to open up a freaking account, but I did it. So anyway, if these guys break, and so that should come through in like hopefully a week. I don't know, we'll see. These guys are at 196. I think if they break like $2, they should probably go to like 250. And that's honestly a pretty reasonable target. Like, I would say aggressively $3 is probably a pretty reasonable target. I'll probably pussy out, sell half at like 264, stop at 242 if they break 245 on a 5-minute basis. I think MK looks pretty dope though. Yeah, oh man, that's really, really good. Look at that. Look at that wedge. I mean, I don't know like what else you can even ask for. Like, this is just like perfect, you know? It's like, look at that. I might have to trade these guys pre-market if they start breaking up, because that is just so good. Looks like they just reported earnings. Oof. They beat earnings by Alexa 2.4 over 2.077.
2.4 divided by 2.077 rounds to 1.156.
So they beat earnings by 6%.
Here's a quick tip. I can't drive you to work, but I can help you get there. To get started, try saying,
Alexa, work is right here, Alexa. What are you talking about? These guys are at 575.
sorry, I'm not sure.
She's not sure. You know what? It's okay. I hope I'm balancing this music right, because I know the other day I wasn't. I think this is probably pretty good. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. If the music's way too loud, sorry. It's good music though, so you know. We're going through genre by genre, and we're gonna pick out all the really good songs. And right now, the genre that we're on is chill out. So if everything's sort of chilled out today, that's kind of why. Basically, I think if these guys break like this price level, they should probably go to like, give or take, $9, and that's, I'd say, a pretty reasonable target. So that's the big play. I think that's probably gonna be the big play today. So because they can break VWAP too. I mean, everything about that is just really good. So we'll do 400 by 634. It's like 64 years. And then this other one, if it doesn't break out before the market opens, should be an entry at like 204. Just about 200 shares. I fought the face, the passion for a better face. Let the baby take the baby. This is a $15, $20 stock, so it's a little bit higher. Might have a little bit less volatility. Honestly, I'd probably check what the floats are for these guys, just because I think that would help a lot. Float on VVPR, I think is probably going to be bigger just by looking at it in the pre-market. It looks slower. Let's see what these guys are at. They're at 4. Oh no shit. Okay, 4 million float. That's really good. Okay, cool. And what are these guys at in terms of float? 600 million. Okay. So this is actually like 100 times bigger stock than this one, which makes sense because it has like a little logo thing here, and only big companies have those. So this could be a little more of a volatile play just because of that. I guess while we're here, we'll check these guys too. These guys are the same, 600 million. And then why I say Neo? This is not Neo. What? That's pretty weird. Okay, never mind. These guys are tiny. So even though they're $20, their float's only 7 million shares, which is really good. See, that's kind of something like I just wouldn't know. You just kind of have to check that, or else, you know, you could be wrong. Because prices can be really deceiving. Yeah. And this one is 210. So, okay, cool. Lines on these guys, honestly, like if they break 19.8, the thing with them is like this is probably going to be a harder move to make, just because this pre-market move, some of you guys might have seen this before, where it just goes like straight up and then curves to the right. Usually, like it just is sort of an underdeveloped upward wedge, and it crashes below VWAP and goes to like 1750 for the rest of the day at the bottom of these bands. But there's a small chance that it'll break like 19.8 or 20, and if it does, then it should go to like 23 bucks probably. So, yeah. And then this last one is a $20 stock. So, I don't know. They got a good price level like right here, which they are beating, which is great. I can't zoom out for some reason, but you know what? I think it's because of the time frame on the chart, so we're just not gonna worry about that. Down with the ocean. I mean, these guys could maybe possibly sort of kind of go to like 23. And that's right here. I mean, this is probably a tougher trade to make. You gotta get it at like 22 and then sell at 23, and like that's a tough trade. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Ugh. Never mind. I'm not gonna go to the bathroom. There's someone in the bathroom. This one over here, Lumber Liquidators. This is one that I was not expecting to see this morning. I have never traded Lumber Liquidators because it's Lumber Liquidators. You know, it's like look at the stock, right? It's like not a good picture. If you look at the stats on these guys, their float is about like $30 million, or 30 million shares. And I mean, guys, it's Lumber Liquidators. Like, I don't know how many times I've seen these guys go bankrupt, but apparently they're not bankrupt. They make $1 billion a year in revenue, which is interesting. I don't know, man. For some reason, I bet you they reported earnings, and that's probably what it is. Maybe it's options. No, yeah, it's totally earnings. They reported earnings. I guess while we're talking about news, probably should check the news for these companies real quick. Oh shit, these guys are going private. They're getting bought out. What's the price per share? I don't think this is the right stock. $2 per share, and then $20 per share. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna get bought out at 20. So actually, they're not really gonna go above 20 because that's the buyout level. So this stock isn't really gonna be a good one to trade because they're getting bought out. It's also why their stock had this curve that kind of flattened out. It's just because when you get bought out, that's kind of what happens. So it's good to know that, because now we know that's probably not going to be a good trade. These guys made a vaccine for the coronavirus, which means they're curing the coronavirus, which means their stock's probably going to double today. It's just conservative. This is a power company. See, this is why I like. What are these guys doing? Oh, I guess they reported earnings. Alright, yeah, earnings alone aren't usually amazing, so that's why you want to have, like, earnings plus something. But, yeah, see, like, this is what I mean. These guys, they reported earnings, and then they also apparently agreed to settle for an opioid lawsuit. Like, that's something that like actually can move the stock. Earnings alone, usually it's a lot more difficult, at least with setups. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. We're back.
I still remember how it used to be, holding hands, running wild and free. Crossed our hearts, said we never let go. I still think about our younger days, how we dreamed about a better life, holding you so close to me, in the backseat of your ride. We fell apart, thought we lost everything, just lost in our memory. And I sure hope you do remember me like I remember you.
Oh, they're so comfy. Okay. I'm excited. It's gonna be a great day. Oh, alright. Needed lines on lumber liquidators. I don't think are gonna be the most effective, but you know what? We'll draw them anyway because there's a small micro chance that they go to 12 bucks, and dude, that's 20%, and I'll take 20% all day. See, this is what I mean with these guys, though. Like, that's insane, you know? And it's just like, what the hell? There's a lot of money in this stock, for sure. There's a lot of people pumping it, and I really wish I bought calls when they broke out here on this wedge, and just like, such a good position. I got somebody in puts, and he's not going to be happy today. I told him, I was like, dude, that's a sketch position. I would not buy those puts because it's just like, you don't know what's going to happen. Especially with all this motion in this stock. And he was like, no, I'm just gonna buy the puts. And I'm like, bro, like, it's your first position ever. He's like a brand new student, and I'm like, dude, you don't want to start off first of all with options because you're risking your ass and you don't know what you're doing. Obviously I worded it a little bit nicer than that, but second of all, like, this is not a setup. Like, there's nothing to trade here. And so one thing I've learned over time, teaching new students, a lot of people, they come in and they think like they're gonna make up $1 jillion in like 10 seconds, which like is possible, but you have to know what you're doing, right? And it's like most people, for like basically everybody on the planet that exists, like that's not what's gonna happen. And you know, I'll turn this down a little bit so that, because we're getting kind of deep here. I got nothing else to do. The market's not open. For most people, like, that's just not the way that it works. Because you have to like actually practice, you have to actually know what you're doing, and it just takes time, right? Like, it's not like you're just gonna get rich quick. Like, that just isn't gonna happen in any kind of reliable way. And so when I see students that come in and they want to start with leverage and they want to start doing things in an unsustainable long-term way, like, there's two things I can do. The first thing is like scold them. And over my history of teaching this to literally hundreds of students, like, scolding people like doesn't work. You know, like, I can't be like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, it's the worst thing ever. Because if I do, like, they're not gonna actually learn the lesson. And so a lot of times, like, it pains me, but you kind of just have to let students go through this process where they make their first investments, and it sucks ass. I remember some of my first investments sucked ass. And you learn from the process. And sometimes if you can't learn just from like the actual education, the actual coaching, the actual book, then a lot of times, like you just have to let students, and it's a painful thing to do, because like I know like people are gonna lose money if they make dumb investments, but you just have to let people lose money and pay market tuition, because it's really, first of all, the best way you're gonna learn it is through actual investments. And I wish I could make it easier for people, and that's why I do so much work to make it easier for people. But some people are just stubborn, and if people are stubborn, like, you can't force things onto them, and you have to let them lose that money. And even if for this guy, he's got a portfolio that's about 7 grand or 5 grand or something, and I think this position of his is like 100, 200, 300 bucks or something. It's a very small position in relative to his whole portfolio, because thankfully he listened to kind of the diversification strategies that most new investors should follow. Of like that 5 to 7% rule, which is great. It's really good. And options, obviously, you want to do about half that position size, because options are, they're riskier. They're options. So it's not a big position. And so for me, like, as long as the guy is not risking his entire portfolio on one position, like, it's well worth it. Like, people learn through experience, because the lessons you learn from that, you're gonna remember so much longer than the lessons that anybody could teach you through any kind of like education or course or mentorship or anything like that. Because experience is just like the best teacher ever. So that was kind of my big rant on SBCE. And hopefully you guys got a bunch from it. With that said, we have 10 minutes. I'm excited. Tuesdays and Thursdays I don't have class at 8 o'clock, so I get to start like 10 minutes earlier. And basically what it's amounted to is me having 10 extra minutes at the beginning of the day. But it's cool, Sometimes there's a new ticker on here after you refresh. And looks like today there's not. It says ENDP. Did I guess I didn't do the lines on these guys. I may as well do lines on these guys. Basically, if they can break this price level right here, they should pretty easily go to like $8. So it's up here. It's a nice it's kind of like an inverted head and shoulders setup. I think the second shoulder is just now forming. But basically, if I can draw this for you, what I will do is I will draw it for you. Excuse me. Please work, please work, please work. Yes, it worked. Okay. Basically, what you have here is first shoulder. Can I make this bigger? Yes, I can. First shoulder in your head, and then your second shoulder. And so basically, I'm thinking it would take from me like here to here. You can just do some quick finger math on that, and that'll give you your price target right about here. Now for me, like, there's not really a solid, well, I guess there is a solid long-term resistance. It's at about 750. So I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Right about here. I think that's probably going to be our price target, is right here. Right here. Because of that, A, long-term resistance, but B, just because of the head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders. So I'd probably want to buy like right here, which is right here. Stop loss on the trade, I'd say, is right here. So probably right here. 6.99 stop loss, 7.10 entry. You're risking about 11 cents on the trade, and then the upside is about 40 cents. So that's about a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It's a good trade right there. Yeah, there's your inverted head and shoulder setup on a 1-minute chart. It's dope stuff right there. Alright, let's see. These guys aren't going to go anywhere just because they're getting bought out. So I'm going to sleep these guys over here real quick. Position size on this trade at an entry of 710 is 56 shares. So we'll call this 55, and hopefully that will not mess up my stock, and it'll look good, and we'll be good. That's a nice one. I wasn't expecting that one to do so well just because it's only at 15% and everything else is up like 40%, but did well. So it's exciting. We'll see what it does. All right. I think that's it. What do we have? We got 7 minutes. What do you guys want to do for 7 minutes? I don't know. Oh shit, these guys just broke out. MNK. Okay, so here's the deal. This is really, really important. All right. What's the stop loss on this trade? Probably 659 MNK. See, this stuff gets dangerous when they break out like 5 minutes before the open, because if they break out 5 minutes before the open, like you don't know what's gonna happen when it opens. They're at $4. No, they're at $6. So like 2 days ago they were a $7 stock, which is wait, what the hell? Yeah, I guess I had a big sell-off before earnings. This is a great hammer candle right here. So this could be a really good setup. Oh god, everything about the stock is amazing. Except it broke out before the market opened, and that's the only thing I don't like. I think we might need to be a little more aggressive with the stop loss, because what it looks like it's doing is it's kind of going in this upward channel where this is like the channel, and I think we need to have our stop loss at this 200 moving average on the 1 minute chart, which is about 564. So I'm gonna mark that here as a stop loss level at 564. And I know it's more aggressive, but this trade has so much upside that I think it warrants that stop loss. Considering that, you know, you're going to $9, I mean that's a pretty reasonable stop loss. Just because it can do what it's about to do right now, where it crashes back into VWAP, but as long as it reconsolidates above 580, then it should be a $9 stock. And that's pretty good. That's really good. Alright. Cool. I think that's the one to focus on. I really do. Excuse me. Some of this chill out music is kind of out there. It doesn't have drops or anything. It's really interesting. Oh, I guess that was it. I guess real quick we'll pull up the dark pool screener. I think we made it to the end. Yes, we made it to the end of chill out. Okay, what's our next genre? Ooh, progressive house. This is good stuff. There's only a couple of them, but they're so good. Then electro house. There's a lot more of those. Okay, I'll tell you what. I want another chart here. Nothing here I don't think is gonna go anywhere. So, I want another chart for MNK. Oh gosh. Oh shit, these guys broke out. What do we have? We got 55 seconds. Wow. Okay. That looks like a gigantic Head and Shoulders setup. We got about 30 seconds till market open. I'm gonna stick with this one because it looks better. Target on this trade is like 22.4. It's just not a lot of upside. This one, however, looks hot. I'd like to get filled at 5.8. So we'll see if we can get filled at 5.8. Stop on that at 5.64. And shit, I might just stop this thing up because honestly I don't know where it's gonna go. Fill that shit on the bid. Oh, come on. Alright, we're long 64. My chart's messed up, but it's okay. As long as this candle, yeah, bam. Alright, 1 minute candle closes green. So we should be solid on that. I'll start incrementing the stop loss conservatively. No. Okay, we'll see what it does. Here's the candle. It's gonna decide. It's always scary getting it on the first candle of the day because sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't work out. But you know what, man? Just gotta let it work out. See what it does. I'm gonna give it like 10 minutes before well, probably 6 minutes before I start incrementing the stop loss. Because if there's a green, red, green, then it's done. So I'll probably do half at 5.72. As soon as this candle closes green in 9 seconds. See, 5.7. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Oh, come on, god damn it. Stop this at 5.7. Alright, cool. And I'm not gonna touch it after that. We'll just let it go. Either it goes or it doesn't. What did we get filled at? We got filled at 610. Alright, that's not that bad. We were trying to get filled at 6, but we didn't. But 610, like, I'm pretty impressed by that. I had to change my limit order to a market order because the market wasn't filling me. On the top of the bid, and when you have a stock that only has like a 1 cent spread, and you have a lot of fast price movement, like, it can very, very, very often make sense to just do market orders because the spread's so small, and there's a big chance that if you don't get filled, which I didn't get filled, then it will move away from you. And in this example, the stock went up about 10 cents, so it would have made sense for me to just instantly buy at market and not miss out on 10 cents of movement and just pay the 1 cent spread instead. But now you know. These guys failed VWAP test, which is not good. These guys are testing VWAP, which is good. It's a big part of me that wants to increase the stop loss, but I'm not going to do it. If this 5-minute candle closes in the next 14 seconds, kind of where it's at right now in your VWAP, above VWAP, it's got to fucking close above VWAP. If it closes above VWAP, this is going to be an insanely great doji candle on the 5-minute chart. If it doesn't, I'm not going to be happy. It's got 7 seconds. What's it going to do? Alright, didn't do it. It's not a killer, but it's definitely enough to make me want to increase that stop loss. But this looks good. This is a green, red, green setup. That's good. You can get the stop loss tighter, but I don't think it makes sense to get the stop loss too much tighter. It's either going to work out or it won't. You know? And so that's like what I said with the pre-market breakout at like 9:25. Like, that's the thing where, like, that's what probably the only reason I actually bought like this first 1 minute candle is because sometimes when you have that pre-market breakout of the wedge, like within the first 5 minutes before market open, like sometimes this thing can just explode. And other times it has a really big downtrend, but in the long term, and if you wait like 5 minutes, then it'll do the exact same setup anyway. Like 90% of the time, all you have to do is have the balls to hold your original stop loss, and don't touch that shit. And as long as you have good stop loss setting skills, like that's straight money right there. So basically, we just need to wait for this to hit about $9, and we should double our money. $9 is kind of aggressive, so I'm gonna find some partial targets. Basically, if you think of like from right here to right here, and you just do some quick finger math on that, you're gonna get about 840. So I'm gonna put a target at 840 for about 1/8 of the position or something like that. I don't know, something like that. 840. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. If you extend your base to here, that's gonna get you $9, and like $9 I think is a pretty reasonable target. Yeah, I could definitely see $9. So. You still have to be careful though, just because it can come back down like it just freaking did, which kind of sucks. And if it does, you want to stop out because the trade's done. Damn, that sucks. This right here, this is where it has to work, and if it doesn't work, you get out of the trade. I probably should have upped my stop loss to VWAP, which I didn't because I was silly, and so that was kind of a silly thing to do. But you know what? I really thought that was going to work out. It was a really good setup. So, I don't know. We'll see what it does. It's a volatile stock, man. It's a really volatile stock. These guys went down, like I said, they would. This is inverted. It's a head and shoulders setup, so I'm not gonna mess with that too much. I am gonna watch for these guys to break out though, because if these guys break out, That's gonna be some money. This is an insanely volatile stock. I cannot believe what is going on with this position. It is scary, and it is very, very interesting. I'm pretty happy with this stop loss level because it's where these two lines cross, and it's just a little bit below where those two lines cross. Or actually a little bit above where those two lines cross, but once you have a giant red candle like this, it's pretty safe to put it underneath that, and you'll be good. Like, all I want to do is increase this stop loss because I'm freaked out by this trade, but you just kind of have to hold. You just, and it's like you're in the position. The difference between, this stop loss and setting a stop loss at the current price is like 8 over 400, which is like 0.2. It's 2%. And for me, like, I would rather risk 2% on a trade that can go up 100% than not risk 2%. I would say 100%, like 850 on a 610 entry, just to get the numbers right for you guys, is a 40% gain, which is about no, I think it's a 20 to 1 your scored ratio. So like 20 to 1 your scored ratio, or increase your stop loss because you're a pussy. Like, I would like the 20. I mean, I'll just take the trade, see what it does. I might up like half of it. I'm kind of a pussy. We'll do some at 8.4. This is probably gonna do a green, red, green. Is this on the top of this MNK, right? That's a ticker. MNK is not on the top of the screeners. What is this company? These guys are on the top of the screeners. That's also something, when you have bigger market caps, you'll have trades that take longer to like, most of my trades are really, really quick. You'll have longer trades with bigger market caps just by nature of float. That's pretty nice. What is that? COCP? I'm gonna up this guy. Same price. I guess they're incremental. Do both of those at 4. Wow, this stock went from like 23 cents to $4 in a day. That's insane. Okay. And it's never been, I guess, used to that. Okay. No. Okay, this is it right here. This is a good level right there. I think that could be like a partial breakout, or I don't know. Because that's, yeah. This stock's up 70% today. I mean, that's pretty good. I just don't, like, see much of a setup on it. I don't like this candle being red. I'm going to up one of the stops to 588. Let me just make sure that's not a stupid thing to do. It's kind of a stupid thing to do. I don't know. I mean, I think I'll just let this thing play out, and it'll work, or it won't. But I'm not gonna touch the stops again. This is a good risk level for me, probably. See what it does, because this is kind of a downward wedge. Like, you just don't know. So this is good. This is a green and green. Buy that. I don't have any buying power. If I did, I would. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy that stock. Not yet. I think target on this trade is like $3. It's got to make a new high and break through these resistances. Alright, here's the moment of truth. Can it stay above 588? And if it can, then will it bounce? Nope, it's done. Damn. That kind of sucks. What's that? Let's see, 16, 17 over 4. It's about 4% down. That trade had a lot of upside, so I'm okay with that, just because there was an insane amount of upside on that trade. The thing that probably messed it up most was this spread that we had, like I was talking about earlier. If we didn't like mess up the entry earlier, well, it wasn't like a mess up, but if we got better fills earlier, that should have saved us 2% on the entry, which would have saved us 2% on the exit. So it would have been half the loss instead. So I guess that just kind of comes down to execution at the first 1 minute candle. But honestly, like, you just don't, like, you either get in or you don't. And so that's kind of like when you buy the first 1 minute candle, like, you know you're taking that risk. Just because there's no setups, even if it's a pre-market setup, you know, it's not gonna count. So with that said, let's see what else we have on the screeners. These guys will probably keep going down today, but I can't really, unless I buy puts. Can I buy puts on these guys? Let's see, mRNA. Ooh, I can buy puts. All right, that changes the game a lot. I might actually have to get in on that. All right, here's the strat. You ready for this? I'm ready for this. These guys are $21 stock, and I'm about to prove it to you. Oh, wait, give me a sec. This actually looks better. Yeah, these guys are gonna go to like 24. These guys are gonna go to 27 though, so it's more important. mRNA. Doing 160. Oh wait, is this the right stock? No, this is not the right stock. COCP. This is pretty dope right here. Stop losses at 236. Targets like probably 272, 273. Entries at 25. 25 minus 236 is 14. 272 minus 25 is 22. That's not the best ratio. We said 236 stop loss. Oh, it just hit that really hard. Alright. The only thing this could do is a cup and handle. If it does a cup and handle, we'll buy, but that doesn't look good at all. That looks really bad. The play here is a bounce. It's pretty basic. All comes down to VWAP. I'm gonna start incrementing the stop loss. Fuck yeah, that's a good trade. We're out half. And with these, you've got to get out pretty quick or else you'll get screwed. So we're out the other half. This will end up being a green red green candlestick pattern. But if you can time these right, dude, you can make a bunch on just like a 1 minute bounce on a drop like this. You can see our second sell here was at 228, and that was right about at the peak of this candle. I'm pretty sure for the rest of the day though, this thing will go sideways, but since we made money on this trade, what's cool is we can trade the stock again. But you definitely want to get out quick, because this is more than likely going to be a red candle, and if it is, this stock can take a shit. If it's not, this could be a good position. But at least we're not making, you know, at least we're regaining some of that capital. So let's see what it does. Ba-da-da-da-ba-da. Neo and Teva. I don't see too much on this trade. I think it's a 2.5. I mean, I guess 2.5 maybe, but I don't think so. Oh yeah, we were gonna have puts. I forgot about that. Okay, so what's today? I don't want to buy it. Like, if they don't have expiration dates this week, I'm not trading that. CCL. Oh shit. See, like, the dream here would be to buy like $21 out of the money puts expiring in like 3 days, but I can't. So the closest I can buy are March 21s don't exist, and therefore I'm not making this trade. I'd short the stock if I could, but I can't. Stop loss on that trade is at 21.5. Yo, there is some crazy stuff happening in the energy sector right now. Gonna go turbo. Yeah, and so this is again why you usually you get out pretty quick on those bounce plays, because some people call them dead cat bounces, and it's what happens when you have a really big drop in a very short amount of time. There's a little bit of a time frame where you can have sometimes make a bunch of money on it. But you want to get out pretty quick. So for me, I got out pretty quick, and it worked well. I think one of the reasons it worked so well is because this is a very volatile stock with a low price point, and it's up 63% today. It was the biggest gainer of the day, and that's what will allow you to make this little tiny candle actually turn into about an 8%. Or, I guess that's I don't know what is that. 14 over 4. It's about 3.5%. So yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Okay. Okay. Whew. Let's see what's going on with stonks. It's about 10 o'clock, which means we probably have about 3 more really good positions coming in, which is great. Let's see what this does. Yo, this stock better freaking drop like a bonk. This happened the other day, and it was like super crazy drop. Someone sold a bunch, and I put foot in the money with like 1,000% for like 5 minutes. But I'm expecting these guys to fall hard, so we'll see what it does. We got some good dark pool trades this morning. Let's see what we have. Ford, gold, Teva. Someone's trading Teva? Isn't Teva on this? Dude, Teva's right here. Alright. Give me a second. There's a lot of things going on right now. There's no setup on this trade unless it makes a new high, so I'm not touching it. Okay? Cool. Alright. Teva has a dark pool trade. Of about 5, so that's 10. I think that's 10 million. There's about $12 million. $12 million. Looks like someone just bought a shitload of it. So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, we're gonna use line grass because we're professionals. Oh my god. Like this physics homework I do, and if you want to access the physics textbook, you have to clear all your cookies, and it's literally the worst thing ever because it gets rid of all my stuff on Yahoo Finance, and I absolutely despise physics homework because of it, and so that's why I don't do physics homework. This is good. You've got a crossover here on the moving averages, 2 crossovers on the moving averages, which has historically just been phenomenal. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Let's look at the monthly chart. The monthly chart, this crossed over and this crossed over. This actually went up while the price went down, so that's divergence, which is really, really, really good. What's this company do? They're pharmaceuticals company, so it's kind of a shot in the dark. Again, you see this the MACD going up while the price goes down is a really good sign. Someone just traded a bunch of them at 13.29. So that could be, I'm thinking call options. This could be a W. We'll get to that at like 11 o'clock, 11:30. It's not a big rush. Is this the same stock? It is the same stock. Okay, good. This is good. Okay, here's the strat. It breaks out like right here, stop loss like right here, and targets basically like right here, based off of some good finger math. But what's cool is with W setups, you can basically double the finger math, so you can double your upside, and usually you'll get the same result. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this W, I'm gonna do it once, then I'm gonna do it another time. And that's going to get me at my $3 target that I love. So if and only if this stock breaks, makes a new high at 2.5, I'll buy stop loss at 2.44, target at $3. See, a lot of people, they think like, you know, I bought it here and I sold it here. Like, don't you feel silly like selling it early? Or wouldn't you want to buy it back when it's really cheap? But in reality, like, cheap is relative, right? And for me, like, this isn't an actual good investment unless it makes a new high. So, like, kind of counterintuitively, I want the stock to be more expensive, because if it's not more expensive, then I don't think it's a good investment. But if it is more expensive, then purely because of the social proof people buying it and also completing this W setup inside of the Bollinger Bands, that's going to be sort of a really, really powerful indicator for future growth, and it's going to make the stock a much better investment. Not like because of a higher price, or not in spite of a higher price, but actually because of the higher price. If these guys cross VWAP, I mean, they could do stuff. But, actually, this could be, like, honestly, let me pull up what the options are for Teva. Boom! It's cold. Time frame on this. Oh, no, don't quit. Time frame on this trade is probably, like, till right about here, which is May. Teva. Excuse me. March? Oh yeah, March is the 5th. No, May is the 5th month. You can buy June 19th calls, 14 strike for $1. I think they're going 17 bucks. So that would be like a triple, I guess, your investment. It's pretty good. It's not great. You can buy April's for 84 cents. That's a little bit more reasonable, I think. If you're ballsy, you can buy 16 calls at 33 cents. I think that might be the way to go. You can also trade the February 28th at 14. 14's aggressive though, so I'd say 13.5. And those are 30 cents. If it breaks VWAP, I'll think about it. It's a good song. This is definitely not happening, which sucks, but what are you gonna do? I'm gonna focus on CCOP or COCP because they're doing shit, and that's important. See if they can get up here. Also, if I was paying attention, probably could have bought it right here on a green, red, green setup. And stop loss pretty tight. That would have worked out really well. Probably doubled the profit on it. I should have done that. Who'd have thought? I might just trade these guys a bunch today. They've got, you know, pretty volatile stocks going up and down and up and down. I mean, that's good. This is a really nice inverted a hammer candle. If it closes green, I'll buy with a stop loss at 226. Maybe 225, 226, a little bit aggressive. Yeah, 225. But it's got to close green. It's got 2 seconds to close green. It's not looking good for him. Oh shit. Oh my god, they did it. Alright, dude. Let's see. What did I say? 225? Yeah. It's a half position size. Just because it's a little bit of a jokes play, to be honest. But it doesn't count as a day trade, so hell, why not, right? If this candle closes green, I'll do a full position. It's got 12 seconds. Ooh, I don't like that candle being red. I'm gonna get out of this. Please don't submit an order. Okay, good. Link orders. I don't know. Just get me out of this position, would you? Oh my god, just shut up! That's the one thing I hate is when it, like, puts all those pop-ups in front of you, and then it doesn't let you get out of the trade, and then, you know, you get bonked. And for me, like, bonked means like $1, but still, that's stupid. Oh my god, I counted as a day trade! No! I didn't think that was going to count as a day trade. Because it's the same stock. Oh, dude, that sucks. Okay, well, I'm out of day trades. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry about that. Well, I guess now that we're out of day trades, we'll look at the swing trades on Teva. See, like, these are really good hammer candles. But I guess they're not going. They're just this stock is not going anywhere. And I think one of the reasons why might just be like they've got good volume, but it's not at a critical mass. Like the volume to be at a critical mass needs to be the same as the float, and as soon as that happens, you have stocks that will literally triple, very, very, very easily. And with this stock, the volume on the day is 26 million. And the float is, if you go over to stats, the float is 18. Oh, no way. The float's 18 million. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. This position probably should do well. Like, honestly, there's, like, everything is here for it. If it makes a new high. I don't have any more day trades though, so I'm not gonna trade it because if I do, my account will get frozen, which kind of sucks. But the other account, the normal account, is getting unfrozen as we speak. Hopefully, I called TD and I was like, "Hey, can you guys unfreeze it?" It's been like a month, and they're like, "Sure, we'll unfreeze it." I hope so. Hopefully, the other account gets unfrozen. But it is frozen pretty hardcore. And I didn't think that was going to count as a day trade. I don't usually trade the same stock twice, just because usually the first trade's the best trade. But this one, it just had so little risk that it was like, why the hell not? You know, because the upside here is just so good on a hammer candle. But it just didn't work out. This right here, the only thing about it is like it's gonna be a short-term play because of the death cross right here, with the 50 and the 200. I still think it could go to like 18 bucks or 17 bucks, especially based off of this green red green. I mean, this is a solid stock. I mean, this is a good breakout point. Like, I think 17, 18 is a pretty reasonable target. Oh, no way. Somebody fucking insider traded COCP. Oh my god. How much was it? 600,000 shares is $1.2 million. Somebody just made 1.2 million on a 69% gain. There's no doubt in my mind that that is a sell. That is a hard sell at 239, which means that if they made 60% today, they're basically just made like probably $800,000, which is absolutely berserk. Very impressive. Very impressive. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do though. I want to get calls on Teva. If they close above like 1350 today, or like 1350 in the next week, because the stop loss on this trade from an equity standpoint is like 12, and the target is 17. So I might, like, honestly, the options on this aren't very well priced, I don't think. Teva, they don't pay a dividend or anything, but they're just a bigger stock, you know? So it's like for this to be worth it, I feel like you want to get, like, at least May puts, or May calls. But you can't buy May calls. You can buy April calls. I'm pretty sure. At least on Robinhood. Yeah. It's either April or June. There's no May. And the June ones are expensive, dude. Like, these are pricey in June. You know? the calls at like 14 are $1.50. Oh wait, no, those are puts. No, those are calls. Okay. And so like I would want to at least be able to 5x my money if I was gonna buy calls on this. And I just don't see that. Unless I look at April. If you look at April, the game changes because it's only $1 instead of $1.40. And you can buy like 16s at 35, which is half the price. And it's only like a 3-month difference or a 2-month difference. So basically the bet here is that these guys hit like 17 by April 17, which is kind of like right in this date range, which I think is pretty reasonable. I also think they're probably going to go down until like February 27th. But April 17 is right here. And basically, if these guys kind of break out of this wedge they're in, they have to break out obviously to the upside, which is difficult for an upward wedge, but I think it could happen because of the insider buy. 417 to the top. Like if they could get here, right here, which I think is very reasonable. If you do some finger math on this, that's basically like if you're starting God, how can I show this to you? I think I can do this. Oh wait, okay. If you like basically take this and you just add it to the top, you're getting $17. So I think 17 is a reasonable target. So what I'm thinking here is we'll do like probably could do $15. If you do $15, you're looking at a tight trade, but it's also a trade with 4x potential, like 4x growth. The $16 ones would only triple if it hits like 17 as a peak. The 15 ones would almost quadruple. So at 350% gain. I think that's a good investment. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I want to see this stock at 13.5. Second thing I want to do is I want to buy calls that expire April 17th at 15 strike. On Teva. Must be, I feel like this must be over 13.5 by March. And if it does, then we'll buy 15 strike April 17th Teva call. Alright, cool. Just for fun, I know there was some good stuff happening with Nvidia the other day, and I would love to trade them more than almost anything else. I don't have day trades, but God, like, could you imagine just buying puts on these guys? The puts on them are like $4. It's crazy. Check this out. February 28th, you can get puts for $4 that are like 50 cents out of the money. So like basically, and I totally was gonna do this, but I ran out of day trades. Like you wait for this shit to come to like right here, and then as soon as this candle's red, you buy puts at like, when the price is at 275, I puts at like 274, which is $1 out of the money. So $1 out of the money is gonna cost you $5. And then you wait for it to go down $4, and then you have a 90% gain because you just made $4 in inherent volume. And it just works really well. I'm telling you guys, more screens, more day trades, I will be unstoppable. So we're on the way. We got a CMEG account. I don't know if they trade options at all. I know their fees are crazy high, but you know what? I think that's what you have to deal with if you want to get past the PDT rule. So I'm okay with it. somebody just sold the hell out of IEF. I don't know if you guys were here about a week, or no, probably about a month ago. I don't know if it's a month ago. It's probably like maybe 2 weeks ago. Basically, the trade on this was a downward wedge, and I don't think I told you guys this on stream, but my positions in this went up 500% in like 2 days, which is kind of dope. So this has been a really good trade. It looks like somebody just cashed the hell out. You got a W set up, you got the breakout. I mean, everything you could ever want is right here. This has been a phenomenal trade, really great trade. The entry on this was on a previous stream, but it was just someone in the dark pool bought like a bajillion of them at like 12. So I bought like $15 calls for like 10 cents, and now they're worth like 70 or 80 because they expire in like 4 days. So God, it's been a really good position. Keeping it real, keeping it real, real, keeping it real. And I'll check those numbers just because I sold yesterday. I did not sell today. Yeah, the 115s dropped about 75 cents. That's actually what I got filled at yesterday, so I don't know why it says plus 45%, but I don't care. Maybe I filled at 6. Yeah, I probably got filled at 60 cents, so whatever. That's still a pretty damn good investment. The risk here is the NAV for this ETF is at like 12.9. So that's probably why this guy just sold all of his shit. Because if someone executes a buyback or a share block, this thing's going to 113 in like a day. And if that didn't make any sense to you, don't worry about it. It's some complex ETF shit that's in 9 to noon. That's important to understand if you're trading ETFs, because if you understand it, you can make 600% gains. But I mean, like, if you don't care, then it's not a big deal. Keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real. XLE is a big company. I know they've been doing some big stuff. Real quick though, there was one other stock I wanted to look at, and I wrote it down, and it is CZS. I like puts on these. I like puts on these a lot. It might be CZR. Actually, I think I wrote it down wrong. But June puts at 13. Yeah, this is the stock. This is the big fat stock. Ooh, this looks good. I like 13 puts on this. I really like 13 puts on this. Somebody traded a boatload of these when they were up here, and they've just been going down ever since. I put June for this, so I guess I'll see what the June puts are on CZR. Basically, anything in entertainment is gonna tank if the market tanks. It's not that difficult to do. June puts at 13, up 40% today. And they are about 40 cents, it looks like. So the stock goes to, like, I would say maybe 11 bucks. These are gonna have an implied value of $3 a share. It's a pretty good trade. Make sure everything looks good. Yeah, I mean, dude, that is a phenomenal hammer candle. An inverted hammer candle. I might wait till this month ends because it's not going to start going down until this hammer candle finishes. Because I do want this hammer candle to finish. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this sticky note. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to take a marker. Or a highlighter. And I'm going to put... What am I going to put? What is the first day of March? The 3rd. I'm going to put March 3rd. So that's 3-3. And on March 3rd, we're going to get our ass in these. As long as this candle closed green on a monthly setup, then we'll buy June. puts at 13. I think 13 is a reasonable. Yeah, I mean it's a good trade. All right, cool. I have no more day trades, nor do I have any more magical things to pull out my ass, unless there's anything good on this. I know XLE is good, so we'll look at that, but it's an ETF, so never mind. I lied. It's not good. CYTK. Is that a stock? Sometimes you'll find like random stocks like this, and they'll just turn out to work. Oh, I gotta sign in. God, shit. I guess I could sign in. These are not emails that I use, but it's okay. CYTK, like, is that a stock? I guess it's a stock. Someone just traded a lot of them, and I think they sold. Yeah, these guys have done reverse splits, and they do not look like a good company. I could buy put. Can you buy puts on these guys? Dude, I will buy puts on these guys tomorrow if they close below 14.5. I'll buy like $12 puts. I'm that ballsy on this. CYTK. Cytokinetics. Dude, March 20th expiration I think is enough time for this trade. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I think this is gonna be done by March. It's either gonna go straight down or it won't. The $12 puts are $1.50, which is kind of a lot. This is definitely a weekly trade though. Okay, so here's the deal. You can buy March 20 puts, and I mean they're basically like $2 no matter what. Which is kind of a lot. But this is also a pretty much like rock solid trade if they close below 14.5. So I'm thinking like we'll just buy like $14 puts for $1.85, and then the stock should go to about 11.5, maybe $11, and those $14 puts should have a value of about 3.5. So you're gonna make about 70% on that trade, 75% on that trade, and as long as you have a tight stop loss, like honestly, that's a trade that I'll take. It's not the best ratio, but I would just set a stop loss at like 14.78 on the option, and you're risking at most 20%. But honestly, like this is a pretty like set in stone trade. Like it either drops or it doesn't, and you just want to see it retrace to the moving averages. It's not that difficult. So what is it? CYTK 14 puts. Alright, sounds good to me. CYTK 14 puts if below 14.5. We'll make that trade tomorrow. Yeah, I mean somebody just sold like about 15-16 million dollars of it, so it's good stuff. Everyone's circle jerking GE. They've been crushing it, but not in any really meaningful way, because the options on GE are just like, I mean, you can buy the stock, it'll go up like 20%, and that's cool. I bought the stock and it doubled from like 6 to 12, which is cool. But if you want to do like short-term options on them, the calls, are actually surprisingly cheap. Never mind. Wait a minute. This could be kind of good. Well, you can't really predict that. You know, it's like, it's easy to predict when it's like a gigantic crossover on the MACD, it's a crossover on the stochastics, it's oversold. That's kind of when you get the easy entry point. And I was ballsy. I bought before the cross, and it did really well. But at this point, it's kind of hard to predict. Alright, well, I think that's gonna do it for today, guys. I'm pretty excited. It's been a great day, really interesting. A lot of stuff has been going crazy. We used 2-day trades on this stock. I didn't think if you traded the same stock twice it counted as 2-day trades, but it does. So now we know that, which is good. Someone just sold a bunch of AMD, which is also good. Somebody just sold a boatload of Apple. I actually think that might be the one thing we do today. I want to buy Apple puts. I just don't know what else to tell you guys. Apple at 30.64. This is a late sell print without a fucking doubt. The range for today is nowhere near $300, unless it is near $300. What's the range? What's the range? AAPL. Come on. We got like 10 minutes. Let's freaking do it. AAPL day range. 302.59. Day range. Okay, it's in the day range. I lied. Oh god, this looks so good. Basically, it's really simple. These two lines cross, and we buy puts. Basically, these two lines crossed, so it's time to buy puts. I'm thinking expirations in like April. We'll buy puts at like probably 250. I don't know, 260, 270, probably 270. Let's see how much those cost. Apple, April 17th. 270 is about $5. Oh my god, that's a good trade, dude. This is like a $240 stock. The question is it a $240 stock by April? And I think the answer with the coronavirus and all that stuff is yes. So let's see, we got 417 right here. And 270 puts. I mean, that's not a stretch, that's $30. And the puts are down today, which I guess makes sense. Yeah. So what do we see about this? April. Is this gonna happen by April? This crossed over. I mean, dude, like, I don't know what else to tell you. This stock's crazy high. That's gonna give it 2 candles to tank. Last time it tanked 2 candles, it went down. Alexa, 217 minus 156.
217 minus 156 is 61.
Went down $61. So if that happened right now, it would go down to 240. And if it goes to 240, then the 270 puts will be worth $30, and that'll be a 6x return. Alright. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but I do know that these guys are going to go down hardcore, because last time they went down, here was 40%. And 40% of 300 is like 10%, which is 30 times 4 is 120. That's going to give us a really aggressive target of 180. 180 would give us an implicit value of $90, which would be a Alexa, 90 divided by 5.
90 divided by 5 is 18.
At an 18 times return on 270 Aprils. If you buy the ones in May, they are 7. Yeah, I mean, they're literally 50% more. So I think the strat here are the Aprils. It's definitely tight. It's really tight. Like, I don't know, like, it's a tight trade. Just because of the time. It's a tight trade because of the time. it's a really tight trade, but I think it's a great one. I think as soon as next month opens, these guys are gonna go red like to 250. I mean, it's like not even, you know, a thing. And one thing you can look at that's really helpful is the percent B. If you look at the percent B, this thing is off the charts. I mean, it's like a no-brainer. You can see it takes like a couple of these maxes out for it to actually reverse. But like this stock is so high, man. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see what it does. Stop loss on this trade is at 306. So I'm gonna do a stop at 306. I'll do a contract at 505. I don't know. We'll do a contract at 5. Apple 270, 417 puts. And yeah. It's about to move really quick, you can tell, because the stock just started tanking. See, we get filled at 510 on AAPL. What is the stock doing that's making the puts go up so much? That shit better bounce. Yeah, that'll bounce. Oh, I got filled. Alright, well, I got filled, so whatever. Okay. We're in on April's at 515 on 270. Alright. It's not gonna do well in the short term. Today it's gonna go to like 299, but you know, this is a 3-month play, so 2-month play. Yeah. So I'm okay with that. Alright, cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you get a ton of value out of today's stream. I had a bunch of fun. Hope you had a bunch of fun. Holy hell, these are gonna be worth a lot of money. So anyway, I might buy puts on these now that they've broken out in like 3 days or so. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. But that's the strat. That's the game plan. Go out there, apply it, absolutely crush it, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Well, I'm not gonna have day trades tomorrow, so like I don't know. There are those swing trades that we have to do though, so or we get to do. So we might do those. We'll see. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Go out there, absolutely blow it up, and super volatile market. So you know what? Just crush it and make your investments, and you will kill it. I really hope so. I really do. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.